Alright guys, welcome back, and in this tutorial what I want to do is I want to show you guys how to pass data through routes. And it's probably going to be really quick. I could have taught you guys this in the last video, but whatever. And this is pretty much the problem that we have. So we already learned that what we can do whenever we want to work with JSON data is we can take this file or a reference to it and we can store it inside a variable that we can use anywhere in our program on any page that we want. Simple enough. But here is the little issue, and it's not really a problem, like in the sense we don't have any errors, but this is kind of the thing that irks me a little bit. See, this app.js file, this is essentially the manager for your entire application. So what we're doing right here is we're writing a piece of code that is only specific to one single page, and we're sticking it in the file that is supposed to be responsible for managing your entire application. Well, that doesn't really make sense. Why wouldn't you just stick this in index.js, since this is pretty much the brains behind this web page? Wouldn't it be a little bit better that way? Well, yes, it would. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So we can actually cut this part because we need it, and we can actually delete all of that. And that brings me to another point. Anytime you have code that is specific to a single web page, then you want to stick it inside that route. Anytime you have code that you can use or reuse across multiple web pages, or in other words your entire application, you want to stick it in app.js or some other kind of structure. But that's pretty much how your project is going to be set up. So anyways, moving on, in index.js, let's make a new variable, and I'm just going to name it like var vd. I know that usually stands for something else, but for right now it can stand for video data. Alright, so we get a bad reference, and that's because our directory structure is a little bit weird. We actually need to have two dots right there, and whenever you have two dots, it means move up a directory. So again, we're in views. Okay, it's going to look in here. Nope, we actually have to move up, and then it can find our JSON file. So again, what we can do, since whenever we render index, we can throw in some additional values to get passed through to the template, we can actually just do this. VD, and actually let's do this. Video data, and we'll pass in VD. That way we don't have to rename anything. Just like that. So now we can use the variable video data in our template, and it's equal to this JSON object. So now let me run this again. Refresh. Hopefully nothing changes. That means we don't have any errors, and beautiful project structure. So again, what we did is, instead of using code that was only specific to one page and including it on every single page, we just threw in the page that needed it, and we passed it through the route to the template, and it's a lot cleaner this way. So again, like I said, this is a really short tutorial. So what I'm going to do to waste some time is I'm going to give you guys a challenge. So what I want you guys to do is this. You see how we pretty much looped through and printed out every single playlist? Well, I want you guys to figure out how to take these little chunks of text and actually make them into a link to the correct playlist. And I'll give you guys a little hint. So each of these playlists that we referenced, whenever you click it, the URL is this base URL in the category which is passed through in the JSON data. For example, the first one is 294, and you can see the category ID is 294, so on and so forth. So your challenge, if you can complete it, is to turn each one of these into a link to the proper playlist. And just don't do it manually. Just don't, type each link out using, href. Do it programmatically. And once you guys are complete, then paste it right here. Again, if you're watching this on my website, then you can just say like the title can be challenge number 1 for Node.js or whatever, and you can paste your code right there. And another thing, thank God I am explaining this right now. Whenever you guys have questions about Node and you guys want to like paste your source code, you're like, all right, this little chunk of code right here isn't working. I'm gonna paste it in the forum. Please use the code tags. So the code tags, to get them, is this little symbol right here. Paste them in just like that. A lot of people, they just paste it plain text like this, and then it displays all funny like that. So again, whenever you're posting code in the forum, please use the code tags, and yeah, it'll save me a bunch of headaches whenever I'm trying to figure out your bugs for you. So for now, thank you guys for watching. As always, I'll see you later.